It was a wild day Thursday night on the gridiron for one of the NFL's oldest rivalries. Oakland Raiders came away with the win, scoring a touchdown with 0 seconds left on the clock. How's that even possible? Well, over on the diamond, the LA Dodgers are headed to the World Series for the first time since 1988. And CBS Sports columnist Bill Reiter and host of Reiter Than You is here to talk much more about all of this. Okay, I want to start with baseball. The Cubs versus the Dodgers. Yeah. What'd you make of this game?
But the personal heartbreak aside, being a Cubs fan, this is the continuation of the Dodgers having one of the best baseball seasons we've ever seen. And Clayton Kershaw, who's maybe the greatest pitcher of his generation, one of the greatest of all time, has always struggled in the postseason. This was a huge weight lifted off of his legacy and the concern for Dodgers fans. The takeaway is the Dodgers are in the World Series, and they're one of the best teams of all time. And whether it's the Astros or the Yankees who advance, watch out. It might be the Dodgers' year.
So if it's the Dodgers' year, who's sort of the best matchup, the Yankees or the Astros?
And I don't want to insult the New York Yankees fans because we're in New York City and they're everywhere.
It's okay.
The Yankees are not nearly as good as the Astros. I know the Astros bullpen is not quite as strong, but the Yankees are sort of flowing on this remarkable momentum. Aaron Judge, this young rookie, has finally found his swing. They're fighting for their manager who made some mistakes early in the postseason, and momentum's great. It rarely will carry you all the way to a championship. If I am the Dodgers, and I actually talked to some people in the Dodgers organization this morning, they very quietly, they respect both teams. They'd kind of like to see the Yankees.
They would like to see the Yankees.
Yeah, Astros are real good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting to hear you say that. So the Chiefs, on to football now. Yeah. Tell me about the Chiefs last night.
They're all heartbroken in Kansas City. Like, wipe your eyes, wipe your tears. You guys are still really good. It was a great game. There were some controversial calls. We've seen that a lot in the National Football League. And it came down to a miracle throw at the very end by Derek Carr, the Raiders quarterback, the second highest paid player in the game. And it was a win that the Raiders desperately needed. They were 2-4 entering the game. They were at home. It was a miracle throw at the very end that saves, at least for now, the possibility of sort of a miracle comeback to their season.
Well, the KC was undefeated at this point, right?
They're 5-1, so they lost a few days ago to Pittsburgh, but they were the best team, I think, easily in the NFL. One of two 5-1 teams coming on a short week. It's interesting because you lose on a last-second play. There was a touchdown in the first half the Raiders scored that really should have been waved off. If you're a Chiefs fan, you feel like you kind of got cheated. You're used to not being very well respected, getting the credit you deserve. They hadn't won a playoff game in a generation until a few years ago. It's just a tough day and a tough game for Chiefs fans because they could have and probably should have won that football game. So
I want to talk to you a little bit about basketball before you go. The NBA kicked off their season earlier this week. Tell me what the highlights are.
So Lonzo Ball, this is the most talked about rookie in the game, got embarrassed last night by Patrick Beverley. It was ugly. He was 1 for 6. Gordon Hayward in Boston was going to be a huge addition to a Celtics team that was going to challenge the Cavaliers. He went down to injury. I think the Cavs aren't quite as good as they were because Kyrie's not there. The Oklahoma City Thunder won in their opener, but I don't think that the team people think they are. Unfortunately, unless you're in the Bay Area, the takeaway is the Golden State Warriors are going to win the NBA championship. You can crown them now. I think everybody, it's like with day 2, everyone else is playing for second place.
I always ask you for those Cinderella stories, but you're already saying.
Do you want me to give you a Cinderella story?
I mean, isn't there somebody from behind who might come?
All right, I'm going to give you a 100-to-1 shot, a miracle shot that could happen. I think the Minnesota Timberwolves, even though they lost their opener, they've added Jimmy Butler. They're really good. They were bad defensively last year. They have the best defensive guru in the game as their head coach. They should improve. They've got all these young guys. It's a Cinderella story. They'd have to find out 1 but 2 slippers, but if they can do that, maybe they could be a shocking team.
You know what? Hope springs eternal.
It does.
In sports. You never know.
Even in basketball.
Even in basketball. Bill Reiter, thank you for joining us.